I'm a 10th grade social studies teacher at Star International Academy. I'm also one of the student government coordinators. Yeah.
What did you think you learned from this trip for preserving historical artifacts?
Yeah, so I learned mostly of its importance. That was the biggest thing that kind of hit me. I understand its existence, and I didn't really understand, even as a social studies teacher, who is someone who teaches students about the difference and the importance of primary sources and secondary sources. I didn't really understand before the availability that we have in our everyday lives to things like that, and it really kind of made me understand or put two and two together that the sources that we have availability to, how important they are to telling our specific stories, right? Like, I've noticed that it's sometimes hard to get students to relate to learning about history because it has nothing to do with them, right? But then you add that second piece of it where now it does have everything to do with them because it's their family's culture, it's their family's story, and how it relates to, how they are here, who they are as a person or as a family. I think it adds that extra layer of importance, and I think that was something that I kind of had like an aha moment with today.
Another question regarding to family, like old family photos and old relics you might have at home. How do you feel about them now that you know the value of it?
Yeah. Again, another thing that I kind of started thinking about differently today was knowing that those things exist, but ultimately being able to start seeing the true importance of them, especially after just kind of looking at the examples that the museum had of just a photo or just some written history or just even just an oral story that was told by a family member before, and finding the true value and meaning, and how you can take something that's seemingly so small and turning it into something that preserves an important part about who you are, who your family is. I think that was really, really cool to witness.
Thank you for that. And what is the message you'd put out there if you'd want to share what you've learned from the field trip for like friends or family?
Yeah, I'd say that this is really something that you can go out and do yourself, and have a connection to. And I think that everybody should at least consider looking at where their family comes from, because there's so many instances of people who have made long treks to come to this country, or made great sacrifices to put their families in better positions. And I think that those artifacts and those things that we look over in our everyday lives do exactly that. They tell the stories of the sacrifices that those people have made.